Greetings, everyone, from the White Mountains of Arizona. A storm is a brewing. We're expecting 4 to 6 inches of snow. At least that's what the internet says. We learned to not trust what the internet says. But we're in a storm here. There's wind at least. So we found our way to a gulch where the wind isn't so bad. So let me start walking over there. Um, Today we're going to be channeling the mountain lion. She lives right over there on the next property over. We followed her tracks, and we don't know exactly what cave she lives in, but she lives in a cave somewhere over there, I think, at least part of the time. But since she's so close, she has been visiting us. Hold on, let me go this way. Tara had some pumpkins out for Samhain, and the mountain lion has been coming up for a taste. So we had to get rid of the pumpkins, move the food away from our property. But we wanted to chat with her and see what she's all about, see what message she has for us. Just connect with the energy of a mountain lion and see what it's like. Crystals. Today I have a chlorite included quartz from Pakistan. I figure we're going to be channeling the nature spirits. We're going to be channeling a mountain lion. So we need something that's going to get us in tune with nature. Don't mind my frayed gloves, okay? It's good for the phone. Anyway, yeah, I thought we'd have some green chlorites here, also known as lodolite. It's just going to help us get it more in tune with the vibration of nature, which should help us get in tune with the vibration of this mountain lion. Okay, I'm just hiking over to Terra here. We have a gulch on our property. So it's got like two walls. We got a little wall here and a wall here to shield us from this wind tunnel that we find ourselves in. There she is. This is going to be an interesting one. We've channeled this mountain lion once before. We know it's a female. We know she's alone. But we're going to get more answers here today.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Have you connected to something?
Yes.
What are we connected to today?
Our mountain lion.
Oh, are we talking to the ego, the higher self? What is it?
Ego.
Oh, it's in 2D?
Yes.
Is she a female?
Yes.
Does she remember us from the last channeling that we did with her?
Yes. But she's showing herself older.
A lot older?
Maybe she feels old. She's older.
Well, I got the chill in my bones too. So we feel her pain. I guess my first question is, does she live where we think she lives?
She says she lives in two major places, a third that's very far away from here.
Ah. But she does stay at those rocks from time to time?
Depending on the season.
What season does she live there?
Not spring and winter.
Ah. So not right now. She's off in her own, a different place.
She's on the. She says across from us, but far.
Okay. We want to know just so we don't disturb her. For no nefarious reason. We want to give her her space. We don't fear her, but we respect her.
She knows that we've been very curious about how she lives and where she lives and what she's up to. And she finds it interesting that we have the same type of curiosity she does. Normally, she says people don't have that type of curiosity unless they're hunting.
Right. Uh, Harming her is the last thing we ever want to do. We want to live in harmony with her.
She understands.
Was that her coming up to taste our pumpkin?
She says she did once because she wanted to, and she was curious. She wanted to see what the people were up to. What if they're staying, if we were going to leave. She was curious. But she says the canines came and she hasn't been back.
Those three dogs? Or does she mean coyote?
Mm. She says there's been a lot of canines, coyotes. It's not just the three dogs, there are other dogs. And there's two wolves.
Oh, does she know where the wolves live? They don't stay in one place, do they?
She said the two wolves are mainly north of us, but they have a even broader circle of living space than she does.
Right. I don't think the wolves spend 2 nights in the same place.
No.
Or 2 days. They sleep during the day, I should say. Okay, so she's concerned about wolves, coyotes, and dogs. Uh, but other than that, are there any predators she's worried about besides humans?
She said you always have to be alert. An animal who lives never dulls their senses.
Uh,
She says you could easily die from a wolf or even a porcupine
right.
if you're not careful.
Stab you in your eye, you go blind, then you can't hunt.
If you can't walk, you can't hunt.
Right. Okay. So what does she think about us now that she's sniffed us out? Does she know that we're staying permanently?
Yes, she feels she doesn't have to worry about us. But she says if you scare me and you get too close, I do have to defend myself.
We don't want to get close. We would love to see her, but not be close.
She understands. And she knows that if she got too close, she knows that it's our right to defend, just like it's her right to defend.
Yes, we have claws out here too. So yeah, we don't want contact, but we do want to see her. Um, so she's okay with us living on her territory.
She says it's not her right to say who can stay and who has to go, but she would appreciate things that don't impede on her food sources or her place to live. And if we don't bother that, then she doesn't care.
Has she ever found one of our food scrap offerings?
She smelled it and she knew that that would attract animals, so she used that as her own bait.
Oh no, we're gonna get these little bunnies killed out here. Okay, so she appreciates what we left, which is just food scraps.
Yes.
Okay. Does the 2D ego have any message for us? Advice
Mm,
about living on this land, perhaps?
she said everything to us may seem like friends, but she says friends comes because things live in harmony. There's a cycle, and to incorporate yourselves into that cycle, and then you will live in harmony.
How can Tara and I better incorporate ourselves into that cycle?
Understand our sleeping habits to understand your sleeping habits. Understand feeding time to understand your feeding time. Understand who we work with and who we stay away with to understand who you can work with and who you must stay away from.
Ah,
If you refuse to incorporate yourself in that energy in those surroundings, you will have a very difficult time.
We'll tell her that we wish to incorporate ourselves into this cycle and we appreciate her message. Is there any way we can speak to her higher self?
Her higher self is Lyrian.
A Lyrian who chose to be a cat?
Yeah, she's smiling.
Why did she choose to be a cat in this incarnation?
To be a wild cat, a big cat, non domesticated, what it's like to live amongst other animals, what it's like to fear certain animals, and to live in harmony with others that you should fear, but you need them. Learning to live synergistically with creatures that you ought to be fighting with, and possibly being able to transfer that knowledge to humanity. If a predator such as herself, who is able to clean out an area of a particular species, she would in essence kill herself. That species is needed for her to live. If she were at war with every species that did not like her, she would die. She said, this is something they're trying to teach humanity. If you're always at war with somebody who is different, be it a person, an animal, an energy, in essence, you kill yourself. Animals are not as dumb as people think.
If the soul came here to learn about community, why is the lion alone? Why doesn't she have a family?
Because there are many people who live alone. There are many people at this time who feel ostracized, who feel alone, physically, emotionally, sometimes energetically. But how you can survive and still live synergistically and still make a difference, this is something she can teach.
Wow, that's powerful. So, is she a fifth dimensional entity?
Yes,
Where is she now that her planet was destroyed?
she says we live off the coast, but not on Earth.
In the Vega star system?
She has a sense of humor. She says, I'm on the coast of Vegas.
That is funny. Lyrians are my kind of people, let me tell you. I am a Lyrian in some ways, in many ways, so I definitely get the humor. um, does she have something to tell me about my higher self and my soul?
The reason you get frustrated with your girlfriend sometimes, you like linear answers. She's very non linear. You have a non linear soul. Your higher self speaks very much in the same way that she does. And just as you get frustrated with your higher self, you get frustrated with her. If you can learn to work together, not just speak as you do and she not just speak as she does, but create a balance, you'll find it's easier to understand your higher self. You'll have more of a balance between your human self and your higher self. Right now, the two of you are having a hard time speaking the same language.
Well, that resonates. Okay, yes, that's all true. Is there what can we, how can we better communicate? What's an action we can take?
Start asking each other questions. You want to go from point A to point B. Her job would be to ask when. If she asks or says, I want to go from point A to point B, you ask her when. Her time frame is ambiguous. Yours is straightforward. It's the two different ways that time works on this planet. There's linear time, and there's ambiguous time. But if you can bring the two times together, things become more clear. It's both of your jobs to ask questions so that you can understand each other. Both of you are assuming the other understands. You assume your higher self understands, your higher self assumes you understand. This is the disconnect.
I understand why I'm so connected with cats, but why is Tara so connected with cats?
Her species helped at some point. She was never Lyran herself, but she worked with us
Uh,
when we lost our home.
do you hold a grudge against the reptilians?
I would like to say no, but even we have trauma to heal.
Well, maybe you have more trauma to heal than any other species in the universe, I would think.
Try getting all cats on board. It's like herding cats.
It sure is. All right, a bunch of Lyrians with their own ideas, huh?
Independence of a cat is not just an earthly idea.
I like you. You're cool. I would love to meet your 3D in a safe way for both of us.
Summertime.
Okay, very good. Well, I think that's all my questions, and this won't be our last contact with you, hopefully.
No.
Well, we thank you for all your messages, and we thank you for making such a beautiful cat body out on this property. And thank you for your messages. That was fun.
That's a fun energy.
Lyrians are the best, let me tell you.
Wow.
We have fun, but we do our own thing. Like she said, it's like herding Lyrians. Well, yeah, that wasn't our first time connecting, and it won't be our last. I like that energy.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
I like spirits who have a sense of humor. Cool. Well, that was fun. If you want to give us some suggestions on anything, you could channel,
yeah.
but actually give us questions.
Yes, questions, and then the energy that's best equipped to answer those questions pops up.
Oh, and we got a lot of comments on the Elon Musk video when my ego kind of lashed out. But like I answered in the comment section, we all have ego. Mine got triggered. I'm not going to just let some 3D lower timeline talk over me, so I'm going to talk over it.
Well, even the
Sorry.
parents said that they have trauma, they have ego too.
Yeah, even fifth dimensional entities have trauma. So I'm just not going to let Elon Musk spread filth on our channel. I'm going to talk over him until he stops talking. That was my goal with that. Basically, I wanted the channel to end. So that's my explanation. So anyway, leave your comments and likes and subscribes for sure, and let us know what you want us to ask in the future.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.